everyone. Welcome to this week's edition to the Extra Point. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to type them into the comments, and we'll try to answer them. I'm here with Zach.
That'd be me.
And
Not
Callie. And we are Facebook Live. Let's talk about last week, guys. There was some good. High school is very difficult sometimes.
Yeah,
week to week.
it's always hot and cold.
And I think we're gonna. I meant to do a little research on that Franklin County game, but anyway, last week Tullahoma beats Lincoln. Let me run through these real quick. And
Sure.
I'll talk about them. Tullahoma beats Lincoln County. Franklin County loses Giles County. Coffee County lost to Cookville. Eagleville whooped Moore County. Huntland won its first game. Yes.
Yay.
Fayetteville won and Shelbyville lost. Let's talk the Tullahoma beating Lincoln County, Zach.
Yeah, that was just an impressive all-around performance for Tullahoma. They needed a performance like this. This is one finally where they put two halves essentially together and just completely dominated from the start. I mean, Lincoln County's about to receive the ball. Tullahoma says, nope, we're going to go for an onside kick and get it, and just that set the tempo for the rest of the game. Mario Burks had a huge game, 108 rushing yards and plus about 91 yards receiving, so that's over 200 yards alone on his own. And then Nick Barstad didn't, and one of the good things for Tullahoma this time, previous to the last three games, is no turnovers. Whenever Tullahoma plays a clean game, it's probably one of the best teams in the area if it avoids the turnovers. Nick Barstad completed 20 out of his 26 pass attempts for 241 yards and 3 touchdowns. And, you know, the Burks brothers, again, I can't tell you how much they need this Tullahoma team, scoring 5 of the 6 touchdowns for Tullahoma.
And turnovers could also be that you're playing a good defense. I mean, are they bonehead turnovers or are they?
They're just inopportune turnovers.
Yeah.
Like against Spring Hill, that's what really led to them getting in a 13-0 hole before halftime. You throw one in the end zone, and then Spring Hill is able to return that to about midfield, and then you have one where it's a kickoff, or it's a punt return, and your guy fumbles the ball, and Spring Hill takes over at the Wildcats' 1-yard line. Yeah. Next play leads to it being 13-0 at halftime, and just something that they couldn't overcome because Spring Hill's a pretty good football team. So it's just they
Tullahoma's back to 500 now.
They are back to 500, and
they have a good. We'll talk about the game they have coming up this week to maybe get back over that hump.
Yep.
Franklin County loses to Giles County. Now, I didn't really see this coming. Is Giles County that good?
They're not that good, but they have a quarterback that's not bad at all. And I wasn't able to go to this game, but I do know that they did have a hard time defending against that pass, which I was kind of worried coming into the game. And you know, again, I've said it before. You know, they tried throwing the ball. Franklin County tried throwing the ball against White County. They're trying to put that in their back pocket in case they need it, because you know all too often these defenses are looking at Jarius Johnson and Malik Braston, who's also been plagued with some injury, and looking ways to shut them down. So they were plagued by that a little bit against Giles County, and they haven't been too successful on the road other than at Tullahoma. So, you know, I know, and I also wasn't there for the game, so I like to think that was maybe a reason why they lost.
Yeah, I think that was it.
But anyways, they're at home against Summit this week. Summit's 5-1 and a very good football team, and so this will be an uphill battle for Franklin County. One that I think that they can win, but they're going to have to play 4 quarters of football.
Yeah, I would probably agree. It may have to play 4 quarters of really tough
football. But this is a Franklin County team that I think is every bit capable of doing it. If I'd ever seen a Franklin County team that was capable of doing it, this is that one. It does help that they're at home. They do have a good home base. Fans have came out every game, so that's in their favor. However, this is a very good Summit team. So they're really going to have to.
Yeah, I went and looked at some of the Summit's wins, and they're not like against Powder Puff.
No.
Coffee County lost to Cookville. I think we kind of saw this one maybe coming. Cookville's a pretty good team this year. I'm glad Coffee County got the win. It just doesn't look good for Coffee County moving forward, I don't think.
No, not for the rest of the season with what they got coming up on their schedule. I don't see Coffee County getting another win this year. I bet they finished 1-10 because they are automatically in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
I have a feeling they'll go
And then
1-10
that first
season.
draw in the playoff
Will be an extremely long drive and extremely tough game.
Bless
for
their
Coffee
hearts,
County.
in other words.
one of the games I didn't put down here, I don't know if y'all saw the final score of the Oakland Blackman game.
No,
I think we
I
had
didn't
said
see that.
last week. Oakland actually whooped
Yeah,
Blackman
I was going
pretty
to say
good.
Oakland won pretty handily, didn't they?
It was. I would say it was. I mean, it's hard to tell. I didn't actually watch the games.
Mhm.
It's always a bonehead turnover or something that can really sway a game. But I think it was 42 to maybe 19 or something. So it was a pretty good. Pretty good. And I think after last year's Oakland's loss in the championship, they're going to, try to get that one back. Well, let's talk this week's games real quick. Some of the other games before we talk about our primary local ones. Cornersville will be at Fayetteville. Cannon County will be at Grundy County. Mount Pleasant will be at Huntland. Lincoln County at Page, and Shelbyville will be at White County. Now then, the ones of interest more to us are Coffee County at Oakland.
Or, as you just mentioned, it's not going to go well for Coffee County.
Especially just being away on top of that. So it's going to be a long bus ride back home for those guys. Tullahoma at Nolensville. Nolensville's 1-5, Zach.
Yeah, but that 1-5 record is not indicative of how good Nolensville actually is. I think I'm hesitant to pick this game. I'm glad we don't have to pick winner in this game because Nolensville has close losses to Springhill, playing in them pretty close. And that one win that they do have, they absolutely dominated Lawrence County 41-0 in that matchup. And then, of course, got smacked around last week by Brentwood. So it's really hard to evaluate where Nolensville is. And this is their first year as a varsity program. They played one game last year, going 0-1 in that one game. But, so it's really hard to indicate how good Nolensville is. They're obviously improving each week, except for last week. But Brentwood's one of the top teams in the state. So this is going to be a tough one for Tullahoma, but I think they're in a position where they can win this game. And now you just got to execute. That's the only question that you have with Tullahoma. Will you be able to execute?
It's getting over that hump. Too.
Exactly.
Playing that first and second half game. Yeah.
And being that, it's a 1-5 team, they got to look at it like it's a 1-5 team. They are the better team. They got to go in there and win this game.
You got to have that mindset, and then you just got to also have the mindset of not turning the ball over. So, I mean, you just got to play.
Being away won't be helpful. It's a decent drive in Nolensville.
Yeah, and you got to do what you did against Lincoln County. Play two halves and put two halves together and not have bonehead turnovers.
I think Franklin County, you had mentioned Summit's going to be at Franklin County. I think that's going to be a tough road to climb up. I looked at Summit's wins; they're not over.
They're
us by any means.
Yeah.
What do you see in this game?
You have a pick?
No, I'm just.
I'm just saying.
No.
Franklin, like I said, Franklin County is going to have to play 4 quarters of football. They're not going to make it easy for Jarius. This wing T will have its struggles. Like I said, it's not a game that they can't compete in. They have that home field advantage. They certainly will take advantage of that. This is a big win for them if they can manage it. But Summit's gonna, it's gonna be a tough team to beat if they can muster that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to have some breaks go their way.
No turning the ball over, and I think they're gonna have to go to the air a couple of times, which is where they've kind of been shaky at. But I know it's something Mac's been working on, kind of having in their back pocket, especially as we go towards the end of this season. You're going to have to throw the ball at times.
Well, I want to talk about Moore County at Grace Christian. Now, we don't really know a lot about Grace Christian, I'd say. I think this is Grace Christian in Franklin, Tennessee, as a matter of fact. But Moore County's kind of the Jekyll and Hyde a little bit. But they've lost.
They've lost big.
Now, I know Eagleville is actually a pretty good program. And I can't remember who they lost to a few weeks back. But I don't know. Moore County's got to, I guess, be either Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Which one?
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be a good bounce back game for Moore County. I just have this feeling that they're going to be able to come in there, refocus, and get a win. I I like Moore County in this game.
I do too.
I don't have a whole bunch of knowledge about Grace Christian, but I just have this good feeling about Moore County coming back and getting a win.
Well, you know, and I want to shout out to all the local teams. I mean, we every week we do make picks and whatnot, but we really want these local teams that we talk about and represent to win, unless they're playing us.
Yeah.
You know,
And shout out to Sheree Olive for giving us some love there. Always, it's great to know she's watching. She is quite the awesome
she's a
lady.
Zach fan as well.
Well, she's a Cali fan too.
Is she a Cali
Yes,
fan?
she
All
is.
right.
She's
I love
not a
Sheree.
Joe fan, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I don't have a whole lot of fans.
We gotta love Sheree though.
Now, speaking of shout out to people, did you want to shout out to some local sports?
I do actually. Been working, been making sure I've been doing my Franklin County's the girls golf team. They advanced to the state tournament on Monday after winning the regional championship. Out of the boys team, Jonathan Liggett will advance as well. They play October the 3rd and the 4th at the Willowbrook Golf Club. What are they? What's the appropriate name, Zach?
Willowbrook golf course.
There you go, in Manchester. Also, the Lady Hornets picked up another win on senior night.
She did.
Yeah, try. I'm trying to do better. They picked up their sixth win on senior night on Monday against Loretto. They're 6-1-2 on the season, so congratulations to them for
That's
that.
their soccer team.
That's their soccer team. Yes.
Okay. Well, great to hear.
I do have 3 shout outs I want to give to.
Yeah, and also Doug Garrett, thank you for tuning in, and that's another important thing. My nephew will actually be participating in this. The Childhood Cancer Awareness Night is going to be in Franklin County. There will be honorary captains, and they'll be participating in the coin toss and some other cool things. So you guys come out on Friday night and support these kids who are awesome little kids who have battled a very big fight in their young lives. And that's something that Franklin County will be doing Friday night.
Thanks, Doug, for
Yeah, thanks
bringing
for
up that
tuning in.
comment.
Yeah.
Yes.
More than happily pass that along, and we'll see if we can't get that out on some of our Facebook pages.
Yeah, I'll be down there and taking some pictures too for the.
All right, Zach, you said you didn't have it, but now you got it.
Yeah. I didn't have them, but I just reminded that I do have 3 shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Ava Catherine Banks, Jacob Yoheim, and Hayden Blair, who are 3 Tuloma golfers who have clinched their seats to play in the state tournament. As Callie mentioned, will take place October 3rd and 4th at Willowbrook Golf Course in Manchester. Congrats, guys. And as a team, the Wildcats finished a runner-up at the Region 4 tournament. And, that's a great season. Unfortunately, missed their 3rd straight opportunity to make it to the state tournament, but it's a heck of a finish for the guys.
Absolutely.
So congrats, guys, and congrats to the 3 advancing to the state tournament.
Yeah, and you mentioned the word great, so that would be a good time to move on to last week's picks.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord. I give up on my picks. Whatever.
If you just quit picking from the heart so
Well,
much,
I can't.
you wear your heart on the sleeve. All right, last week I go 6-1.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't
Zach,
get
though,
6
you're
Saturday.
5-2, so that's not bad. Callie 3-4.
But these were close games,
They were
mind
some
you.
close-
My luck would have.
Mississippi State, Georgia.
Well, maybe I put Mississippi State, Georgia. I think I picked Georgia on that one, or I thought I did.
Let's see, I can look back.
I did.
You did,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was the one
Yeah.
that picked it incorrectly.
I got hammered by taking Oklahoma State. But anyway, that was my one loss. Overall, I am 15-10. Callie, you are 10-15. And Zach, you're 13-12. So I mean, it's still close enough to have a good week.
Yeah.
We had some talking points down here. I think the first talking point, and we've heard it, we've seen it, UT versus UMass. That's what I saw you posted on Facebook.
Yeah, that I can no longer support Butch Jones.
The coaching in that, I mean, was it the coaching? They pulled the quarterback and they put in the other guy. I didn't have a problem doing that, but
I didn't get
they
to
left
watch
him
any
in
of this
there.
game, so I'm
They pulled
relying
the
on
quarterback at
this.
a very curious time in the game, a very short lead over UMass. I mean, I realized that if the game allows that you put Guarantano in, but that wasn't the moment I would have put him in. And then they pulled him again right after
Well,
that.
I mean, they gave him 3 series and he got done nothing in
Yeah.
the first 2. I didn't see why they put him back in for the third. Norman Day had not had,
Yeah, when they pulled
he had
Guarantano.
not had that bad of a game.
Yeah, he did.
They
He
made
did
some
turn the ball
mistakes.
over in the first.
But he
in the first
rebounded and
quarter.
he did fix that. But
Yeah.
you cannot beat. I mean, any win's a good win, of course.
Well,
they say that.
absolutely. A
But-
W's a W.
And UMass has actually lost all their games, I think, by less than 2
Yeah, they
points.
what seven straight losing, 7 straight
But-
games they've lost.
But it just did not look like a Division I
It didn't-
powerhouse.
Yeah, we're, Jason Swain, former VFL, former player for the Vols, said it best: the excuses are over with. There are no more excuses. You're in year 5. We've made our excuses. The team, while young and while we sustained injuries, you can't, just no more. And they've just made some really poor coaching calls. And like I said, after the loss against Florida, which I think we shouldn't have happened, losing. It shouldn't have happened. After the loss, after this almost loss to UMass, it's like, come on, what are we going to do for the rest of the year?
And we have Georgia at UT as one of our picks. I still think that UT's got good talent.
Oh, I
think
believe
that's
it.
gonna be the
Yeah.
game.
But you're not utilizing these players who are clearly need to be utilized. Just some really bad. And then in this press conference, in this wild press conference on Monday, where I almost don't want to go there. I mean, I'm a Vols fan no matter what. They can lose the rest of the season. That's not going to change my loyalty to my team. However, when you're in a relationship and you tried counseling and everything else, sometimes you have to call it what it is, and everybody goes their separate ways. And I have a feeling that this is the year that we have to figure out what that looks like.
Unless he wins out, and then everybody's always
Well,
going to be happy.
Everybody will be happy. It'll
Yeah.
be nothing, but
So-
I have a feeling that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, even then, my question is what was that about?
Well, I
The
mean,
year
I
right
think
now?
we were looking at a 4-loss season.
Well, I don't mind, and
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my parents. I don't mind being 8-4 necessarily.
Well, no, I mean, not after losing a lot of players.
If you're losing those big, if you're
You lose
injury
to
play,
Alabama, you lose
exactly.
to LSU, maybe you lose to Georgia.
But if you're losing to South Carolina and Vanderbilt, people you should
In
be.
a year that you can beat Florida
Exactly.
and you find a way to lose to Florida, I mean, this is the
That's
reason why
inexcusable.
they can't
Yeah.
get the monkey off their back is
Yeah.
because they can't find a way to win.
Exactly.
Well, we got to move on. We're already getting close to our 20-minute mark. I'm sure you people
Imagine
know.
that.
Did anybody? I didn't watch the whole Kentucky.
I watched
Florida
every single
game.
bit of it.
Now let me finish. All right.
Mhm.
The Kentucky Florida game. I saw the score and I was like, hey, that's on. So I found it. I can't remember what channel it was on. Saw the last I think 2 minutes of the game. Saw Kentucky come driving back down the field for the potential. I think they got robbed. I think it was a horrible holding call.
See, I'm in disagreement. I thought it was an absolutely correct call.
I mean, you can't
Line
determine
the
the game. The guy, he had him in like this.
But
He
you
wasn't
needed-
pulling him left or right. The guy started, they went down, and
Yeah.
it cost him the
But
game.
I also think that.
And in the week prior, the Florida guys got
Yeah.
a Tennessee player by the back on the last minute play, but we can't call that. It's the last second play. They got robbed.
I'm not going to say you're totally completely wrong on that, or you're totally completely right. I think there's a side. I think Florida gets very lucky. I also think that Kentucky had their chances to score and didn't utilize
Yeah, I
on
was
them.
going to say, if
Right, I
you're
didn't
making
see the whole
excuses in the refs, then that's just a.
You can't
Well, I
let
didn't
it.
see
You can't
that.
let them cut. You can't let it come to you.
But it's just like you. I mean, it's like Florida gets. They
Florida
get all the
gets away
bounces.
with
They
it.
get all
They
the.
do
I don't-
get. They
Yeah.
do. That's
And
built
Kentucky's
very much
lost-
in their
Kentucky's
favor.
lost 30 straight.
Kentucky.
Kentucky lost 30
Well-
straight. Well, if you're going to win a national championship, something's going to go your way.
Well, yeah, but
There's a
we're not
balance
saying
too.
Florida's going to go to the national
No.
championship.
No, that won't happen.
No.
But
Well, speaking of somebody that's not going to the national championship, FSU loses to NC State. Now they got two
Yeah.
games and 2 losses.
Yeah, we knew once
Yeah.
that quarterback went down that it was
I
going to be
really
a
didn't
rough
think they would
season.
be out for them, but maybe so.
Yeah. He wasn't that much of a difference maker, so.
Yeah. I didn't watch that game as well. I've had a lot of soccer going on the past few weekends. South Carolina really struggled. Had to come back in the fourth
I don't
quarter.
think they're as
They
great
started that
as they're
season-
touted.
Yeah, they started the season with all this hype, winning their first 2 games, getting solid wins, and then just all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, it's been like, no, just kidding, we're not that great anymore.
Yeah, we're still.
Well, they
I don't know
lost-
if they'll get into
they
the
lost.
meat of the season.
I know they lost somebody for the season. I don't know if it was
Was there a quarterback?
Or something.
I
think it was a quarterback.
And I think it may have been. And that's a tough loss.
Okay, well, we need to do picks.
Okay, we got to do
There you
picks.
go.
And then we'll talk about
Unless
Georgia
you don't want to do
UT.
them, that's fine by me.
You're going to try to catch up that way? All right, Georgia at UT. Callie, we'll let you go first.
Georgia. Sony Michel, Nick Chubb is healthy. I don't think we get lucky a third time with him getting hurt. That quarterback's on fire. Their defense is going to do everything in their power to shut John Kelly. And if Callaway at all, Marquez gets any kind of opportunity, they're going to shut him down too. This is a tough game for Tennessee to win. Even at home, even with checkered kneeling, even with gray jerseys.
So not on your sleeve this week.
No.
Right.
I like Georgia in this one, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people are expecting.
Yeah.
I think sort of some of
Being at home
UT struggles last week was sort of looking ahead at this game. In college this happens a lot more where teams are looking ahead to the next week and, they get caught by UMass, essentially.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of what played into UT struggling last week is that they were looking ahead towards this Georgia game.
Well, and I think if UT has a chance, it's kind of like you said, it's going to have to be some conservative play calling, some screens, some trick plays, reverses at the right time, maybe even a potential.
It's not impossible, but
No,
it
it's not
just
impossible.
seems
Being at
really
home,
hard.
they have
to play
athletes.
now.
A kickoff return can help change the game. A big fumble can help change the game.
Nick Chubb getting hurt can change the game.
Quit doing that. But I do think Georgia
Hey, broken
actually.
dream.
I think Georgia's probably been the better team the last couple of years. And,
Oh yeah, last year.
and Georgia's kind of like the Florida for UT. They seem to struggle to beat UT. But I think Georgia is going to win it. But I do think, like Zach, it's going to be a little close. Mississippi State got drubbed last week.
Yeah.
Put it lightly.
After I think you picked them.
Yeah, I did.
But okay, Mississippi State's at number 13, Auburn.
Oh, Auburn. Yeah.
So
I
I'm
just
going
think that-
Auburn on this one. I think that their defense and
Yeah.
Has
all around
enough
they're a better
to
team.
hold them off.
Yeah. It's going to be a low-scoring game, I have a feeling. So, but I am going with Auburn. I think they're just a little bit better than Mississippi State.
Okay, after Vandy got manhandled.
Manhandled.
I really respected the coach. If you hear the coach, he said we got out
Pick a
coached, we
bird.
got outplayed, we got out. I appreciate Derek Mason coming out and saying that. He said we just got beaten on every aspect of the game of football today. I still think Vandy's a pretty decent team.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, they're not out by no means.
I think it's going to be tough going to Florida, and
Yeah.
it stinks after that win, but I do think they're going to have something to prove this week.
Mm-hmm.
And practice, I would imagine, was a touch bit tougher this week.
Yeah.
Zach, who do you think's going to win this game?
I like Vandy in this one. As you
Really,
mentioned,
at the Swamp.
At the Swamp. Florida always struggles against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
For whatever
And
reason, they did it
yeah.
2 years ago.
They did it last year.
Well, they beat them
They
last year,
really-
but 2 years ago, whenever they went down to the Swamp, Vanderbilt played it. That was Mason's first year. They played Florida close.
Well, and
Well, they
think-
played Florida close last year. In my
I
opinion,
think
they
it
should have
would-
won that game last year.
And this would be the reason Vandy might is because, like you said, they overlook teams. And Vandy's one of those teams that you kind of write down, have in the past written down as a win. With Vandy getting drubbed 59-0, now Florida's like, it's Vandy. It's still the same one.
I wouldn't discount them. No, you know what?
She's going to change her pick.
I'm going to change my pick, Vanderbilt. I can't consciously choose Florida. Come on, Ralph Webb. Come on,
Florida.
At the Swamp, it's going to be a very hard win.
I think it'll be a close game. But it usually always is.
It is, yeah.
Exactly.
Vanderbilt, this is a great upset, Vanderbilt.
Clemson, number 2, Clemson at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I'm going Clemson in this
Yeah.
one. Clemson has just been impressive on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And just them drubbing Louisville a couple weeks ago convinced me that
Who you going with?
I'm going with Clemson. They're on fire. And I
Clemson?
didn't think that they would really slow down.
I'm going Virginia Tech. At Virginia Tech. USC, number 5 at number 16, Washington. I guarantee you this will be a high-scoring game because no one plays defense in the
Yeah, but
Pac-12.
USC is really, there with my pins out, USC has really found a way to win this year and to do their thing. So I'm going to go USC. I can't believe I'm going to pick them, but
Yeah,
I
I
am.
debated about this game whether or not this is going to be a trap game for USC or not. I like the Trojans. I don't know.
They
But
found
I
ways
wouldn't be
to
surprised
win.
if Washington State did pull an upset,
Yeah.
though. I'll say that much.
You know, I wouldn't 100% say it's an upset at a number 16 spot.
Wow.
So I'm going to go with flip a coin in my head, USC. But I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be high scoring. All right, the team that killed me last week, Oklahoma State.
They betrayed us.
At Texas Tech.
But I'm going to say that I want to see what this comment is.
You can't. It's
Can't
not
say
like,
it?
It's just a thumbs up.
Okay,
She
right
loves
on then. But yeah, I'm going to go Oklahoma State, trying again to see if they can. I picked the home team last
Well,
week, and they
at
lost.
home
They
last
lost
week.
at home.
Yeah.
But I
So,
think they're looking for a win to salvage it. I think.
you got Zach.
I got Oklahoma State in this one. Texas Tech does not play defense.
He's a
at
man.
all.
He's 40. He should be able to get it
Oh,
done.
Gundy. You're talking about,
yeah.
From Oklahoma State. He's got
Yeah.
rocking that nasty mullet right now. But yeah, I'm going with
Hey,
Oklahoma
you know,
State.
Desmond Howard likes the mullet.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State as well. I like Zach pointed out, Texas Tech really doesn't play defense, and all you got to do is stop them a couple
We're
of
almost
times.
30 minutes.
Yeah, all right, good. All right, Titans win over Seattle, 33-27. Next versus Houston at Houston. What do you think?
I
of
was
this
impressed with the Titans on Sunday. I watched some of the game, not all of it, but what I did watch, I was like, okay, all right.
That's what I've
You
been
know,
telling
and
you.
and Mariota,
Titans.
giving credit to Mariota for giving credit to his team. You know,
But
look
here you
at
go.
look
Then
at
you
him
go,
growing
now
up.
you go to Houston now.
I
You lose
know.
this game.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a big game from the Titans' perspective of can you finally get over the hill? We talked about Oklahoma getting over the hill. Can the Titans get over the hill?
Because we didn't think Seattle was all that
No,
good.
and
anyway.
they weren't that
No,
good
but
anyway.
Titans could also be Titans sometimes. But I was
Yeah.
glad to see that win. Oh, is this a pick?
No, it's not
No,
a pick.
but this is what hurt the Titans last year is that they couldn't get wins inside the division. They got wins outside the division.
Against teams that they probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
Denver.
Exactly. But whenever it came to beating the divisional opponents, they couldn't do it. So this is going to be a big game for the Titans, and they need to get a win. They
I mean,
need to get a win
they,
against
Why
the
we don't
they
have
lost to Jacksonville, stopped their playoff hopes. A 2-14 team at the time
Yeah.
or something. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go to Jacksonville and lose, and not just lose. They got thumped.
Yeah, they got to have that same what
So-
the Titans need to have is that mentality of week 2 whenever they went in there to Jacksonville and just drubbed them. They need to come in there with that same mentality coming into Houston if they want to pick up a win.
Well, and it's the same scenario here. You almost play that Jacksonville game from last year back to them where they got beat and
Yeah.
cost them. That's what we're going to watch today.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
your film you're watching.
Exactly.
You want to finish this season and go to the playoffs?
I
or
think
do you
they
wanna
though,
do
but I think they have every. I have every confidence of them continue. I hope to see them continued on. I like what I saw last week. It was fun to watch the game. It was
Yeah.
good to see them doing well. It was good to see at least one Tennessee team getting coached well and going forth and having a win. So I
Butch,
may
you
have
have
to.
no love lost
I
here.
really have to. You may have to be my team this year, Titans. You may be my only bright spot.
So I still like you, Butch, if you want to give me some free tickets. Callie's out. But,
No, I love Tennessee, and
I-
I'm for Butch Jones. He's a good recruiter. He just needs to. He's got to have better play calling.
well, is it him or is it his other coach?
No, it's him. I mean, he had some of the coaches too, but it falls on your head coach. He knows that going. He knew that going in though. This is not his first head coaching rodeo. It's time to man up and do the daggum thing, or you're gonna lose your job. Jason
The
Swain will
daggum thing.
support me on this.
All right. With that being said, you can always reach Zach
On Twitter at Zach Birdsong is the best way to reach me.
or you can reach Callie at
NewsGal27. I do want to say something real quick. Both Zach and I, Zach more importantly because he's our Tullahoma guy, he live tweets, and most people know this,
Oh, yeah.
during the game. He's a great source of, what's going on because I know Will Rabb follows him, and I know I follow him during the game. I'm also tweeting the Franklin County game out. I do live tweet. WCDT's also live tweets. I also tweet through WCDT live updates of the Franklin County games.
But
So-
you can always, the Tullahoma News Facebook page, the Tullahoma Sports Facebook
Facebook
page.
page, I will update that game by game basis.
And usually
Yeah.
it's showing up on the feeds of both of them. And all that
Yeah, but
stuff. So,
we're if you need live updates, if you're somewhere, if you're stuck in something,
but
you
and if
can't.
you want,
You're-
I can make you an admin in Franklin County where you can do
Yeah, that's
live
fine.
updates.
Okay, that'll work.
So with that being said, guys, we appreciate it. Have a good day and go Vols, go Titans, go local high school football. teams.
Yay.
Yay.
All right, thanks.